energy which makes us to feel the sensation of coldness and hotness, right? It is a form of energy which causes a body to be hot. If a body is containing more heat, it will be hotter as compared to a body which contains less heat, means less of this energy, heat energy, right? So, if a body is containing more heat energy, it becomes hot, and this heating or cooling of a body is because of the gain or loss of this heat energy, either to the body or from the body. And one thing you need to remember, there are certain times, common observations you must have observed, if we keep hot tea on a table for a considerable time, we find that after some time that hot tea becomes cold, or hot milk or hot water. Every hot thing when kept at room temperature, after some time it will lose heat and it will become cold. On the other hand, just opposite of it happens when we keep any colder thing. For example, I keep cold coffee, or I keep ice cream, or ice for that matter. After some time we see that that cold coffee, that icy chilled water, that cold water, that becomes hot after some time. So, there has been a transfer of heat energy, and this transfer always takes place from a hotter body to the cooler body, and never from a cooler body to a hotter body. Now, students, please try to relate. What I am trying to say is that this particular transformation or conversion, this absorption of heat energy, this transfer of heat energy is always taking place from a hotter body to a cooler body. Means if I have kept hot water, boiling water, hot tea on a table, then in that case the heat energy from this tea or hot or boiling water will get lost into the atmosphere, because of which it will become cold. But on the other hand, if the atmosphere is hot and I have kept an ice cream or a cold coffee, in that case now the heat from the atmosphere will move to the colder body. The colder body is going to absorb heat from the atmosphere, because of which its temperature is also going to rise, and that cold coffee or ice cream is going to become warmer, ice cream is going to melt. So, before it does so, drink it, eat it. Why to waste it? No? So, this we need to remember, that heat always flows from a hotter body to a colder body. And this is the basic principle which at times we utilize. For example, whenever we stand in the sun, we feel the heat. Why? Because the atmospheric heat, we are absorbing it. Similarly, in winters, we wear woolen clothes to keep ourselves warm. Why woolen clothes? Because those woolen clothes, they are going to restrain our body temperature, our body heat to get lost into the atmosphere, because of which we remain warm inside. Got it? You must have seen that in winters, you must have seen other people just rubbing the palms. Now, why we rub the palms? We rub the palms so that our hands become warm. Why does that heat now is produced in the palms? It is because of the rubbing, the muscular energy that is stored in our muscles. We are converting that muscular energy into motion. And the energy, because of motion, is also given a different term, that is known as kinetic energy. Every moving object, everything which is in motion is said to have kinetic energy. And the muscular energy which was getting converted into kinetic energy is in turn converted into heat energy, which makes our hands warmer, right? So, these are different scenarios in which we see that heat is produced. Similarly, whenever you burn a fuel, whether you burn wood or you burn charcoal or any fuel you burn, heat energy is produced. Why it is so? Because all those fuels, they contained chemical energy. On burning, this burning is also given a different term, combustion. On combustion or on burning, these fuels which contained that chemical energy is converted into heat energy. That ice cube is going to melt. Why is it so? And simultaneously I'll feel my hand to be cool. Why? The reason is that my hand, because of my body temperature was warmer, that ice cube was cold, it absorbed all the heat of my hand, and by gaining that heat, it basically melted, and because my hand has lost the heat to the ice cube, that hand is going to feel cooler. So there are so many observations in day-to-day life where we see that in one way or another heat energy either is produced or generated or is transferred from one form to another. Got it? But if we need to find out how hot or cold an object is, we need to do different things. The one way is just touching it. By touching, you can find whether an object is hot or cold, but with some activities and some explanations, I am going to change your viewpoint regarding this. Let us see how. Now, first thing is, what are hot and cold bodies? Whenever we touch an object around us, some of them give us a sensation of hotness as if they are hot, and some give us the sensation of coldness. It means we sense them to be hot or cold. And why we are highlighting this word sensation, this will clear. Some objects seem to be colder. We decide this hotness and coldness just by our touch. The skin, our skin is one of our sense organs, right? So this skin, this sense organ senses and gives us a sensation of or feeling of hotness or coldness. But this sense of touch can be sometimes misleading. We are not so sure whether the actual sensation we are getting is right or wrong. How is it so? Let us perform an activity to prove this point. In this activity, we plan to show that the hot and cold objects are nothing but this hotness and coldness are relative terms. Relative terms means they are related terms. In comparison, in relation to something, any object is hotter or colder. If you are having a normal body temperature, I am having a normal body temperature, I and you, we are both at the same levels of temperature. But if somebody is running down with fever, now his body temperature is high, right? So if he touches me, in that case, he will find me colder even though I was at a normal body temperature. And when I touch him, I'll find him a bit hotter because he is running down with fever. But I am at a normal body temperature. This is what we need to relate with the help of this activity. And for that, what we will do is, we'll be requiring 3 identical beakers, and we'll be requiring hot water which may be lukewarm, right, not boiling, right. Next, icy cold water and water at room temperature. Got it? So these are the 3 things. That means you are requiring water at different temperatures. What we will do is, let us perform the activity. First of all, I'll mark these 3 beakers with labelings A, B and C. Got it? Then I'll take hot water in beaker number A. I'll take water at room temperature in beaker number B, and ice cold water in beaker number C. And I am going to place these beakers in such a way that the water at room temperature is in beaker number B and beaker number B is in between A and C. Now the actual activity and the fun starts. What you do is, dip the forefinger of your left hand in beaker number A and forefinger of your right hand in beaker number C. That means you have got two hands, put one